Well, it looks like the kids had fun tearing up the comfrey leaves over the last few days. Hopefully they don't like destroy all of them. It's kind of looking ugly now. So we're shooting in 4K again, and just to see how long it'll take to upload a video, you know, with the new T-Mobile 5G home internet service that we're trying out now. And I can't tell you if this is just going to be a garden vlog or some kind of raised bed thing or what we're going to do. Everything has been so chaotic lately with the kids being home like 24/7. Our oldest kid does go to school for like half a day, you know, until like 2:30. And there have been a lot of changes in the household. And, you know, if you have been on this channel long enough, you'll probably wonder where Natalie is, why she hasn't done a talk videos, or, you know, Natalie tries something new, or a variety of like her guitar videos and all. And obviously with the dynamics changing, you know, in the household slightly, it has affected our ability to have time. Okay, now I'm back. Prime example there. I'll lock the deadbolt on the door because, you know, I'm busy. The mosquitoes are bad out here. So the kids get a chair and they unlock the deadbolt, you know, from the top. So we're talking about getting like a double keyed deadbolt system, which, you know, can be dangerous in the wrong circumstances. So we'd only use it when we're right there and would have a key available. You know, people might say, oh, if a fire or something happens in the house or emergency, somebody couldn't get in easily. But yeah, they come out, keep the door open, let all the air out. You know, it's 87 degrees in the day now, so it's almost summer weather, even though it's not summer yet. And the mosquitoes come in and they all target Natalie, and she's complains and hollers and screams about getting ate up by mosquitoes. Right now I can hear that all the kids inside the house screaming and fighting over toys. Okay, another hour later. Anyway, whether or not Natalie or anybody talks about whatever that has changed the dynamic of the house a little bit, or how detailed we get, that's probably, you know, to be determined in the future. So hopefully we'll just try to enjoy our garden vlogging and stuff, and we'll see how it goes. And maybe one day we'll get back to the discussions, you know. But for lunch we're going to do some grilling. We're going to do Black Angus burgers for Natalie, and I'm going to do some turkey burgers for myself. And these little tiny grills, you know, they may only last a season or two outside before they rust out and fall apart. They're really nice. They cook really fast, and there are some major issues with them though. I'm going to kick this here. See it wobble? I'm barely kicking it. So if you have dogs or kids, they can easily knock this over, burn themselves, you lose your food, you know, or anything like that. Even like a chihuahua or something could hit those little legs, those feet or whatever, and just knock it over. It's love bug season. Our smoker here takes a long time to cook stuff. You don't really want to get it too hot, and then, you know, it cools down rapidly when, you know, the charcoal and wood burns down. Have to constantly kind of feed it, and it takes like 3 or 4 times as much material to cook, like, you know, something. But you could probably cook 40 to 50 pounds of meat on it at one time. So we only like use it on special occasions. Take a look at our chai here from raised bed 1, and it is starting to leaf out pretty good now. We're starting to get a lot of those annual Mexican Tithonia flowers just a couple days, you know, after our first one came out. Look at that cool looking frog just sleeping on the taro there that we planted last year in wetland zone 1. The taro's gotten pretty big too. This one it has, at least. Nice. We have black nightshade, which, you know, garden huckleberry. And we have a lot of these. The longevity spinach is coming back. You know, it's probably going to spread everywhere, it looks like. But also the annual Tithonia has spread over here to where we had the tea and a bunch of other things that got overrun last season with the pumpkin, squash, zucchini, whatever hybrid it was. Some Biden's alba here, there, and everywhere as well. And maybe some type of wild lettuces or something. There's some pecan seedlings that the squirrels have planted in here. Some Virginia creeper. Got some pillatory or cucumber weed. Carolina jasmine here. Some of those heart-shaped nettles, stinging nettles. Usually in here, wherever pillatory grows, those heart-shaped nettles grow as well. And plenty of sweet potatoes just coming up here, there, and everywhere. Bring Mama.
Mexican sunflowers.
Wow,
No Mexican said orange flowers.
Yep, these are the annual Tithonias, Mexican Tithonia.
Yep.
Y'all got all kinds of flowers on Mama now, right?
Make them all pretty.
Check this out. We finally got some of our Cattleya or strawberry or lemon guava blooms opening. I guess that was the only one so far because none of the others have their buds opening yet. Well, it's been a pretty hectic day today, but you know, if this is all we had as far as camera footage, I would just scrap this. We need to actually put something in the ground, right? We got a group of pineapple guavas here. Let's plant one or two of them. They are just so unhappy in their pots, so finicky when they don't get constant water and rain, possibly root bound for being in their pots for over a year. Well, let's just see if we can make one or two of them. I'm just gonna let this guy soak in this rainwater here until we get everything ready. That guy there's kind of droopy too. We're here where we planted our original, I guess these were seedlings from improved cultivars we got from Rolling River Nursery years ago, before they were bought out by Planting Justice or whatever. And over the years since they've been bought out, I think they've gotten worse reviews by the year. They lack a lot of plant material, and people just have bad, experiences purchasing plants from them, I guess. I guess it seemed like it was a good idea that just went wrong for whatever reason. So, and maybe that's why the original owners of Rolling River became Fruitwood Nursery, and is providing like a lot of things they used to provide. Maybe not a lot of grafted plants, but scion wood and seedling plugs and rooted cuttings and stuff, and in small pots and stuff, versus like 1 and 2 and 5 gallon pots. And I think we're going to do post mycorrhizal beds all throughout here, wherever these are already planted and wherever we plant some more. I think I'm going to put them down here, maybe about 3 foot down and behind these guys. I'm not doing a super wide spacing here on these guys, and I'm sure there's going to be 1 or 2 other areas at least where we have other pineapple guavas in the future. So I got a bucket of my mycorrhizal kind of like fungal magic soil there, which is just a small amount I'm going to put at the roots. And then in the black bucket, I got some local bulk garden soil from our local landscape. So we got a hole here, and it may not be as big as 2 or 3 times the width, like they say in the brochures or whatever, or care guides when you get them. This is pretty loose sandy soil here, so we're going to mix the local garden soil kind of around. All right, it looks like I'm going to have to rush this. We're going to put this, so we mix that in, and we're going to put the kind of like the magic soil right there for the roots to kind of touch, be on top of that. Right, so there we go. It is still not happy. We need to have a lot of rain or water on it until we either get it happy or it dies, right? So these guys will dry out eventually if they don't get enough water. We've had a couple die before just from like lack of water, so we are so rushed. I am so rushed today. So we may have to just continue this video tomorrow. You want to dig a hole for us for another pineapple guava? How about like right here where all these briars and stuff are?
No,
maybe about.
I'll get hurt.
You'll get hurt? This is another day, by the way. All right, dig a little bit up here further. Get up here where I already kind of had a little hole started. All right, I'm gonna put my foot down. Whoa, oops. All right, pull the shovel back. Yeah, there we go. You're digging now. All right. So we don't know if the pineapple guavas we got from Greenhouse Nursery are clones, or if they're seedlings from superior or inferior cultivars or any named varieties. So I think we need to put a named cultivar between these two. So I got something the other day, 3 grafted pineapple guavas from Bob Wells Nursery. I said, that I got them there. I did not say what they were, but I did show, them on video. So these are the New Zealand varieties, Kaiteri. This is one of them. And I got 2 other types, and, if they do well, we'll probably get more. So we put some of our garden soil in there. Now we want the magic soil right on the bottom there, right, JJ? So that the roots touch it. They get that fungal activity, and there's a lot of earthworms and composted, nutrients in there. Yeah, we're not digging. We're just kind of pushing some of the sand into the hole there. Whoops, without breaking the plant. So while he is getting the water and bringing it over here, I'll just briefly talk about these New Zealand breeds. They're supposed to be bigger, thinner, more edible skin, more productive, pretty much all self-fertile, or at least that's what they're advertised as. So is this going to be some kind of miracle plant where we won't have to hand pollinate them? And is this going to be something that Natalie would like to eat? Because she didn't really like the seedling ones that we produced last year. They try to get up there at the top and slowly pour it downhill. Well, not directly on the tree. Try to go above. All right, go ahead and pour it down very slowly. Oh, no, get up here further up the hill so it comes down into these little holes. All right. We're supposed to have some rainstorms today, so all we got to do now is pack it in and just let it go. Again, same thing. We put potting soil kind of around and here and there and everywhere. Now our magic soil here, touching the roots. Again, those 2 originals there came from Rolling River, which were supposedly from improved cultivars, seedlings of improved cultivars. These ones from Greenhouse Nursery, unknown. And these guys here are grafted. Ones we got from Rolling River, we planted in the same hole to try to maximize pollination, but they never seemed to pollinate themselves when they were flowering. So hand pollination seemed to be the biggest thing. If these other varieties, pollinate themselves, that's going to be a really big plus. And I think soon we're going to be post-mycorrhizal bedding this whole area. So I don't know how many we're going to have, in the future. But we have 5 right now. We will definitely put more in other places, just, for whatever purposes. But, we're going to be grafting as well in the future. The problem with the New Zealand varieties is that there's like a spit and a handshake agreement with like the nurseries where they're not, I don't think they're quite trademarked, but somebody agreed to send them over the pond, as they say, from New Zealand to the United States. And they're getting a little bit of a kickback or like a trademark fee, I think, from any of the honorable nurseries that sell them. I'm sure that unofficially there are scion wood, grafted wood, being traded or given away, but in the public forum, not really yet. So most likely when we do grafting in the future for new cultivars, we'll be buying old, material, Coolidge and a Mammoth and all that stuff. But we're going to try to get some more of these New Zealand varieties as well. The package has arrived. What could it be? This is a TP-Link AC600 mini Wi-Fi or nanny wireless USB adapter, so that I can use the Wi-Fi from my computer to hook into the new T-Mobile 5G home internet service. And we have on order a new antenna, an external antenna that we can mount indoors or outdoors to try to get the signal up. We're at 2 bars. Sometimes it gets to like a slow crawl, but like immediately after it goes back to 200 or 300 megabits per second. We're still testing it out, and we probably have to cancel our DSL internet pretty fast, pretty soon, and hope for the best. So we got it working. So getting something with Windows 7 that would work can be tricky, because Windows 7 doesn't have the drivers for all of like the USB 2.0 Wi-Fi adapters that are, this has got a 433.3 megabit per second connection, at least to the router, but not to the internet. Oh, there you go. TP-Link AC600 works on Windows 7. It looks like Mac compatible as well. Band support, so 2.4 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz connection.